mess of the garden. And then it was right there on top of them. And Henry and Charlie started getting blown around. And it sucked them up, and they went up into the funnel cloud. And then it was dark and dirty, and there was debris flying all over.
And then Henry started turning into a tornado.
And Henry started to spin really fast. And Daddy said, "What's happening?" And Henry said, "I'm spinning. I'm turning into a tornado." And Henry was a mini tornado inside the big tornado. And then Henry sucked up Charlie. And then Charlie became a mini tornado inside Henry tornado. And Daddy became a tornado and sucked up the Henry tornado, which has Charlie inside. So they were all sucked up into each other's tornado.
And then Bobby got sucked up.
And then they saw Bobby flying up, and they said, "Hey, we want to come too." So they.
And then Dee Dee came flying. Then Dee Dee came flying. Then Annie.
Then Annie said, "Meow," and she tried to scratch Henry. And then all of a sudden they were falling. They noticed that the wind got quieter and they weren't spinning so fast. Then they realized they were falling. Looks like the tornado was all done. And they were falling.
And then they saw the lake house.
And they landed right on the deck of the lake house.
They landed right on the lake.
They landed right on the lake. And luckily Henry had his float vest on. So he was floating there. Then Annie was like scared. So Henry grabbed Annie. Because Henry was floating with his float vest on. Henry grabbed Annie and held her and brought her to safety.
And the tornado came back and said, "Hello."
And the tornado came back and said, "Hello, Henry, I'm not done with you yet." And the tornado, the water spout, sucked them all up in the water. And it was kind of like a fun water park ride. Because it was all wet and spinning, and it was like a crazy upside down water slide, sucker-upper. And then they were spinning through the air, and then next thing they knew, they were dropped in Washington County, and there was lightning all over the place. And Henry saw 6 tornadoes. There's one there, and one there, and one there. There was tornadoes all over, and he saw cows flying in the air, and there was sheds and barns and silos getting tossed and blown all over the place.